This bulletin is brought to you by Good Morning Vihalia. Enjoy the warmth and indulge in the deliciousness.
Good morning, good morning.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, former Prime Minister Najib Razak turned up to the Jalan Duta court complex this morning where he was slapped with 3 charges under the Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities Act 2001. So what about those other 4 charges against him some time back? Oh, they've been amended but they're still on him, okay? Today's 3 charges are with regards to 3 deposits into his Islamic bank account between the 26th of December 2014 and the 10th of February 2015, bringing the total charges against the Pekan MP up to 7. So the documents came in for the defense this morning. There were 335 pages burned onto a CD. Now, not all of us are as gifted as former Attorney General Apandi Ali, based on what Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said back then in a little ceramah he did.
Wah, AG yang baru namanya Apandi. Apandi ini pandai baca. Dia kata laporan ini cukup banyak. Sama tinggi dengan dia. Tinggi tu. Tak tahulah dia pendek sikit daripada saya. Tinggi tu. Oh, dia baca. Dia kata nak kena ambil masa yang banyak nak baca laporan ini. 2 hari lepas tu dah baca dah. Wah, saya pun kalau nak baca buku, nak buku 1,000 muka saya berminggu jugalah. Tapi ini tinggi tu punya report dia boleh baca dalam 2 hari.
Yeah, even at my best, it took me 2 days just to get through Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So I can really feel Najib's lawyer, Muhammad Shafi Abdullah's pain when he received 355 pages of documents at the last minute.
Sebelum ni tak sedia. Kita minta banyak kali sebab orang yang kena tuduh ada hak dia untuk melihat apa dia bukti-bukti yang kamu katakan dia salah. Kan baru dia boleh dia boleh buat dia punya pembelaan.
Yeah, whose idea was this? Like, who still uses CDs these days? Well, let's move on a little bit. Najib, being a concerned citizen on top of his day job as Pekan MP, wrote a letter to the Chief Judge of Malaya, Justice Zahara Ibrahim, to express his concern over the change of the trial judge who is working on his case. Since lawyers don't like people to talk for them since it's their job, I'll let Shafi explain this one to you in a way that only lawyers can understand.
I've sent a letter to the Chief Judge Malaya, not Chief Justice. Chief Judge Malaya, that is and I extended the copy of the letter to the 2 judges, namely Justice Sufyan as well as Justice Nalan, to put on record that in the middle of the case being tried in Justice Sufyan's court, in court number 3, we now have a transfer order suddenly, where Justice Sufyan goes to civil court number 10, and Nazlan from somewhere else have now come to court number 3. Now, although we have no issue with either judge, either Sufyan or Nazlan, we have no issue, and we don't fault any of these 2 judges, but we think the system, the registry in Putrajaya was not sensitive to the fact that these are very sensitive issues. It ought to be done in open court. If you think Justice Sufyan should be recused, then you make the application before him. Alright? We said that. And in the case of recusal, nobody make an application. Neither the prosecution nor us make any application to recuse Justice Sufyan. So there's a big question mark why Justice Sufyan was moved out and Justice Nazlan moved in. So we sent a very lengthy letter. I don't want to say so much. It is all in this letter, and it is now a court document, which is therefore you are entitled to see it. You understand? You are entitled to see this letter which I sent to the CJM because I've read it in open court, and it is treated as fully read.
So do you think he feels the pressure? Maybe not. Najib didn't seem very tense this morning at all, in fact. Now here he is waving at journalists and his Twitter followers as he made his way into the courtroom. If you remember yesterday's news, the Equanimity super yacht, which has links to 1MDB, has finally docked in Malaysia. And the next day, Najib gets charged again. Coincidence? Well, looks like it.
Kes ini bukan 1MDB. Kes ini SRC. Dan kes ini tidak kena-mengena dengan bot yang besar yang tiba di Port Klang. Jadi saya harap coincidence secara kebetulan kononnya pertuduhan ini dibuat di mahkamah, tidak sengaja dibuat pada hari ini untuk orang ramai beranggapan mungkin ada kaitan dengan bot Equanimity ataupun 1MDB. Dia tidak ada kena-mengena langsung. Okay? Saya harap koinsiden itu tidak sengaja direkam. Saya harap. Ya, tetapi memang ada sesuatu yang mungkin berlaku.
The previous administration is rather dissatisfied with the cancellation of the King Salman Centre for International Peace project that was slated to be erected in Putrajaya. Just yesterday, Najib had warned that the decision to scrap the project, which was announced by Defence Minister Muhammad Sabu over the weekend, would anger the Saudi government. Today, our former Defence Minister Hishamuddin Hussein wanted to chip in too.
The King Salman Centre was a realization between Malaysia and Saudi Arabia that we cannot combat terrorism and extremism only through military means. It is a soft approach where we wanted to go head on with ISIS, for example, on their ideology, and that required a new approach. So that was something that we were looking at, me and the Crown Prince. But that is a decision for the present government to decide whether that is the right approach or not. And obviously they felt that the centre was not relevant, and that they have to find an alternative, because we feel that I feel that the principle of engaging the scholars, the academics, the intellectuals, the Muslim Ummah through the soft approach is the right way. Because the military approach, as you see in Syria, in Yemen, in Libya, has not worked. So let's hear, because I made a conscious effort in the last 100 days that saya nak tengok dan lihat. Saya tak mau buat banyak sangat komen supaya Menteri Pertahanan yang baru diberikan ruang untuk belajar dan melihat sendiri apa yang ada di MINDEF dan apa juga pendirian yang dia boleh lakukan selepas ini. Tetapi the honeymoon period is over. So now I'm going to make my views heard, and we are starting with the policy of Saudi Arabia and their position on the King Salman Centre of International Peace. But there are a lot more issues with regards to assets, with regards to the welfare of our soldiers and their families and veterans. All that I feel that after the 100 days, it's about time that they actually proceed to actually govern and administer. And MINDEF is so important because it involves the security and the defense of our country.
Malaysia's first multi-grains brand. The champion is Good Morning. Minister in the Prime Minister's department in charge of religious affairs, Mujahid Yusof Rawa, came under fire today after he revealed that it was by his instruction that portraits of LGBT activists be removed from the Georgetown Festival in Penang. Portraits of the prominent LGBT activists Nisha Ayub and Pangki Taik were among those that were taken down at the festival. Amidst questions from reporters regarding the backlash of his decision, this is what he had to say.
There's one exhibition in Georgetown Festival yang menunjukkan gambar and then written there LGBT punya aktivis dan bawa lambang the rainbow. So, I don't have problem with that, but that lambang in itself indicate the struggle, and it's done in a public gallery. I contacted. Of course, I'm very concerned of the way you handle it. I don't just say, you know, put down. You know? So I said check first, betul ke? And then we also received a lot of negative comment from those who is so hostile to this group. So in order to calm down the situation, I first asked the government to check betul ke. Itu penting dulu, entah orang bohong ke. And then they check. And to be true, yes, there is. Georgetown Film Festival. It's a festival thing, you know. And betul ke ditulis itu betul. Okay. Then I think that is not in line with what we have consistently repeating it in the parliament and accepted as a policy of this new government. So if I don't do anything about it, then it is seen as it is something that challenging the policy that we ourselves have mentioned many times. I say, what do you want me to do? You want me to apprehend them? You want me to put them just because? I think I've made that very clear in the first day. Unless there are two things. One is criminal act, which is been stipulated in the law. Second is the promotion part. So you can't expect more. I think that is always has been the best move we have made in order to calm down the situation. Move what you say about people getting a bit sensitive about this issue.
And now for our last story, let's talk about Kinabatangan MP Bung Mokhtar and his explosive episode in the Dewan Rakyat yesterday. In case you missed it, Bung yelled "F*** you" in the... Can you guys cut it out? I'm trying to speak here. Hello? Anyway, Bung yelled an expletive in the House when challenged as to whether he had been in a casino following photos going around social media that suggest so. Even though Bung took back his words after lunch, this morning the MP who challenged him, Puncak Borneo lawmaker Willy Mongyin, took to Twitter to challenge Bung to go one-on-one in the ring with a literal fist fight. Is Bung up for the challenge? He told us today that while he could fight if the situation called for it, saying that he's good at self-defense, he suggests that Willy take on someone like welterweight boxing legend Manny Pacquiao instead, adding that he is willing to provide a ring for Willy to box in and also to help him find a professional like Pacquiao to go and box with. So, Bung Mokhtar Radin versus Emmanuel Dapidran Pacquiao? Now that I have to see. And Willy, I'll be more than happy to be the commentator for the match. Heck, I'll do it for free. My email's right here, okay? Let me know. Now, what about you guys who are watching? Would you get grandstand seats? Let's talk about it on Twitter. Hit like, follow, subscribe, and share this video. Before we go, today we have the privilege of Pasir Salak's MP to take us out with a special number dedicated to the leaders of Pakatan Harapan. I'm Daniel Anthony. Thanks for watching. Now, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tajuddin Abdul Rahman live in the Dewan Rakyat.
Jangan suka berjanji kalau tidak ditepati. Sambung aja saya dah lupa. Saya boleh ingat dua ayat tu aja. Tapi sedap lagu itu. Bukan saja sedap didengar, ini satu pengajaran. Ya.